My name is Jack Trappler. I was born in February of 1930, and I had a great life in Cape Town. I must tell you from the word go, I was not and ever was a Zionist. I supported Israel in many ways in Cape Town. I was a Boy Scout, but I never went to Abonim or any Jewish organization. I had a lot of Jewish friends. I had my bar mitzvah, funny enough, at the Moreira Shul in Cape Town. And I was sitting on the beach, the Snake Park in Muizenberg, and where all the girls and boys used to come from Rhodesia or from Durban and Port Elizabeth, and we all got talking. And then one Saturday night or Sunday night, there used to be, every Sunday night used to be a Vic Davis concert at the pavilion in Seaport, in Muizenberg. So I was sitting at the cafe afterwards with Rita Swiel, and Ruth came in, and I was introduced to her. And at the word go, we didn't like each other. I didn't like what she said, and I said, if that's the type of girls, I said, oh, I'm going to be a hermit. Anyhow, I was spoken to, said, oh, then I met Zuki Fredman. She was in Cape Town at the time, and we got friendly. She said, Jack, come to Rhodesia. They are looking for new immigrants, young men and women. So I said, okay. She did a few phone calls, phoned her father, Willie Fredman, and they fixed me up with a job. Who it was, I'm not mentioning because what they did to me wasn't nice, but I won't mention the company. And I left to go to Bulawayo on February the 25th in 1950. I arrived in Bulawayo, and Zuki was at the station to meet me and took me to Lily and Willie's Fredman's home, and I stayed there. I eventually got accommodation with the Saltzmans in Kumalo, and I started a job with the Raleigh Tobacco Company with Lenny and Herbie Favish. I was there quite a long time. And here, one Sunday I'm out visiting at the country club, and I'm sitting on the steps speaking to some of the girls there, and Ruth came along. And we got talking, and we seemed really friendly. But that year, there was the Minister Plenipotentiary from South Africa came to Rhodesia, and there was a debutante's ball in Bulawayo for all the young ladies. And I was asked to be one of the debutantes, at least to partner to one of the debutantes because of my age. I was just over 21. And I came, it was a great night. And I decided, and we all dressed up in our tuxedos, etc. And I decided from the City Hall in Bulawayo, I'm going upstairs to go and have a picture taken and send it to my mother in Cape Town. So the Bulawayo City Hall has got two staircases to come up. I went up one, and as I got to the top, Ruth arrived on the other side. So I went to the top, and I said, come, let's have a photograph together. She and the debutante wore a white dress like she just got married, and me and her
tuxedo.
In my tuxedo. Anyhow, to cut a long story short, on the 12th of February 1952, Ruth and I got married. And on the 20th of February 1953, our daughter Marcel was born. But a funny story, my son David is married to a young lady by the name of Rachel, and for years and years and years we told her that Marcel was born on the 20th of February 52. She said in Rhodesia you were allowed to have sex and with the young girl in those days, and for years she believed that Marcel was born a year earlier. Anyhow, I got involved with sport in Bulawayo, rugby, cricket, and in 1969 I was selected to represent Rhodesia at the Maccabi Games here in Israel in '69 in bowls. And there were 6 teams playing in the bowls tournament, plus all the rest. Our Rhodesian team at the time, 44 people were selected for all the different sports. And at the time, that year, and it's the only year since, that they used to play the Israeli bowls open at the same time as the Maccabi Games afterwards. I was lucky enough to win the Israeli singles title at that time. And it went on. I came back here in '73 and '77, and that's when I said to Ruth, this is the country that we must come and live. I became a Zionist because when I came here for the first time in '69, and I loved it, nobody says, you're a Jew, there's the Jew boy. Nothing like it didn't exist. We were ordinary people amongst everybody else, and we had a great time here. And during the years before we came here, I got involved in volunteering and different work, and I became at this chairman of the PTA at Bain School. And the following year, because they were happy the work that I helped and the committee that I had, I was chairman of the Northley High School. Anyhow, we did a lot of work, and I became a Lion. And over the years, Lions, as you know, their work is towards the blind and to help people and assist them in many ways. And while I eventually became president of Lions through the system, Ruth became lady president. And her project that year when I was the president was to help young, pregnant, unmarried girls. And it went very successful, it was very successful, and lots of the girls afterwards and their parents came and to thank Ruth and to thank Lions for the assistance that they gave to these girls. So after the 77, 63, 69, 73, 77, I said to Ruthie, we must come to Israel. This is our country where I want to come. She said, sweetheart, while my mommy is alive, there is no way we're going to come here, which I respected and accepted. Her mother was a wonderful person, and as a matter of fact, I asked her to marry Ruth one evening. I'm sitting there, and she says, yeah, fine. And when Ruth came home, she says, Mazel Tov. She said to Ruth, she said, why? She said, I've given Jack my permission to marry you. She said, why didn't he ask me? So that's how we got together, and as I said, that's when we got married. And we came here in February of 1978, which is just 37 years ago, just past. And I and my wife have never been happier anywhere. And I've lived in 3 countries, Cape Town where I was born, Rhodesia, and now here. Here's the longest time we've ever lived in one place, because South Africa was 20 years, Rhodesia 28 years, and now it's 37 years. But more so that we wanted to come here, that my children, Mervyn came here on a visit, and he liked it and wanted to stay here, and Marcel, as married to our son-in-law Eddie Weiss, was at boarding school here in his early days, and he liked it too. His mother and father sent him here. So we came here, we were very happy, and because of the standard of bowls I was able to reach, and was lucky enough, I was selected for Israel to play in the World Championships in Australia in 1980. And Israel at the time did very well, and I was selected again in 1982. And Israel, we did very well, we finished 11th in the tournament, and there were 20 countries, 22 countries playing. And it was a great honor that how we managed to, because each team consisted of 5 players. And my wife has been behind me in everything I've done. She has been my support. She's my friend. And which is much, to me, much more than a wife or something else. But she's been with me. We've had our differences, had our arguments. I don't believe any marriage can go without any arguments, discussions, etc. But we've been happy. My children have done well. Our eldest son Mervyn lives in the States, as you know. David is here, my daughter Marcel, who is a grandmother of 4 children. And we have 7 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. And this is our life, and this is the lady who supported me in everything I've done.
Make the best of it.
I can't complain.
Very nice.
And I would like to mention, I became president of the Lions Club of Matopas in 1974. Why I'm telling you that, at the same time at the Lions Club of Bulawayo, Dr. Bernie Tatz became president of the club there, and that was the only time 2 Jewish men were presidents of the Lions Club in Bulawayo. I wanted it because it was quite an honour that Bernie and I, who delivered all our children, by the way, had that honour together.